Hey everyone, this is Dean with DCA Crypto. Today I'm going to be covering with you Bitcoin and its trajectory for the next bull run. There are some people out there that are calling for $1 million Bitcoin in the upcoming bull run. I'm going to give you my personal opinion on that, what I think could point towards, where Bitcoin could actually go in the upcoming bull run. I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, smash that like button, and let's jump into it. All right, so there's some people out there that are kind of estimating Bitcoin could possibly get up to $1 million in this bull cycle with the Bitcoin ETF, the spot ETF approvals coming. They think that mass adoption could come into play and push that much money and bullishness into Bitcoin this cycle that could drive it to, a 20x from its, $50,000 mark, which would put it at about $1 million. So I'm going to cover the article with you in this video. I'm going to cover some other price predictions for Bitcoin in this video because I think it's important for us to understand where Bitcoin could possibly be headed so we know in the market when our exit strategy should be, because you just never know what the top is going to be. Now, usually these people overestimate Bitcoin's price in the bull run and what it's actually going to do. And there's some factors to kind of keep in mind. They're saying that Bitcoin should have hit 100,000 in the last bull run, but because of certain situations with the market, that's what stopped it from happening. So I guess, there's all kinds of different opinions out there, but where is Bitcoin likely headed in this bull run is what I want to get to in this video. So take a look at the charts here. As we know, Bitcoin, let's look at the $100,000 mark. If we would have hit that the last bull run, let's pull this all the way down here. They're saying, they were thinking Bitcoin should have went all the way up here this last bull cycle, and it didn't. I mean, that's about 50% higher because it got up to 69,000. But so will we hit $1 million this bull run? So let's look at the chart here and just see what kind of craziness that would entail for us to get there. So in order to hit $1 million in this bull run, you would have to take this and make all these other cycles so tiny that they almost didn't even exist. And here's $1 million. Do you really think Bitcoin's going to hit that high in this bull run? I don't think so. I don't think we're going to get anywhere close to that. In the future, at some point, yeah, I do think Bitcoin is going to hit $1 million in the future. I think it's inevitable unless something drastically horrible happens with Bitcoin. I think it is inevitable that we get there, but just to hit $100,000 we're going to be way up here, so keep that in mind. I'll go to this article here. Here's how Bitcoin gets to $1 million according to Samson Mow, and he's the Jan 3 CEO. He pushes his price prediction of 1 million Bitcoin in the coming bull cycle. So he's saying here basically in 2017, we have kind of similar narratives, and Bitcoin went from 1,000 to 20,000 to 20x. So he's thinking that, if we're at 50,000 by where this halving comes in, and if we do a 20x in there, we're going to hit $1 million. That's what he's saying. It could hit $1 million. And then he's saying here something about 1 million times 20 equals 20 million. I don't think that's going to happen in probably our lifetime ever. Like this article says here, Bitcoin price predictions are notorious for missing their mark and should always be taken with a grain of salt. Still, the emerging narrative around growing institutional appetite for Bitcoin exposure has reinvigorated market optimism, leading to a flood of bold price predictions for the coming bull cycle. Bitcoin to 1 million, his theory on this prediction leans heavily on the premise that Bitcoin is poised to repeat the same parabolic growth cycle that led to the 2017's historic bull run, explaining further that in 2017, Bitcoin pulled a 20x, surging from 1,000 to 20,000 in a matter of 9 months. Furthermore, this rapid appreciation in value occurred during a period when exchange supply was higher than it is now. There was a narrative on BTC mining being harmful to the environment, and there was no institutional interest. So basically saying that, there's less Bitcoin on the exchanges now than there was back then, and now there's not really this terrible narrative of harming the environment with Bitcoin, and there's a lot more institutional interest, especially with the spot Bitcoin ETFs. That's why he's thinking it could still do a 20x like it did back in 2017. It's not that simple. At these prices, Bitcoin needs way more money to reach higher prices. You can't compare 20x now with a 20x in 2017. Diminishing returns in Bitcoin cycles are very real and make sense. So, they're saying basically, because of diminishing returns, it takes a lot more money to push it up that high. That's where I agree with on that too. It takes so much money to get Bitcoin up to the prices now where they're at that, like if you look at the rainbow chart, last bull run we had a double top instead of just a big blow off top. So I think we're going to get these more rounded bull cycles from now on. Plan B is showing here on his model on Twitter. Basically, this is his model. We're still in the blue here, and then we're in basically the pre-bull market stage, and then we need to get to the red phase where we go into the actual bull market. That's the next phase. And we're still in the blue here. We're not even in the red yet, so that shows you the potential. If you look at the previous cycles where the blue is, and then the red, we came up a lot more in the red. So that shows you the potential. If we start flying up into here, talking over $100,000 Bitcoin pretty easily in this cycle. This person here, T Analyst on Twitter here, I'm not sure how to pronounce their name, but if you look at this chart, it shows the different cycles of Bitcoin lining up perfectly with the tops and the bottoms. And the tops here, the bottoms here, tops here, the bottoms here, and these gaps in between, these are the pre-bull gaps. They're showing here that we're still in the pre-bull. We haven't even reached the bull phase yet, and then they're showing up to 350,000 for Bitcoin if this were to happen, possibly. So will we hit 350,000? I don't think so. I don't think we're going to get that high in the bull run. I just don't see Bitcoin getting over like 150,000. I could be wrong on that, but I'm not waiting for no $150,000 Bitcoin. We start getting up to those all-time highs from the last bull run with Bitcoin. We start getting up past 69,000. I'm going to be aggressively taking out my profits from there on up, because you just don't know when the top is actually going to be. We could top out at 89, 100,000. You don't know. Sure, we might push up into $150,000 mark, but I don't see us getting up into that $350,000 mark. I think that's just unrealistic. Is it possible? Sure, anything's possible, but that's so much money. You're talking like more than almost a 10x from here. So, that's trillions and trillions of dollars for Bitcoin to get up into that $350,000 mark. So will Bitcoin get up into, the $150,000, $250,000, $350,000 mark in the next bull run? Is anyone's guess, but if I had to guess, I would say somewhere between 100 and 150,000 is the top that we're going to go in the upcoming bull run. I like to be conservative because a lot of people thought Bitcoin was going to 100,000 last bull run, and we only hit 69,000. So you see a lot of people in here shooting for 150 to $200,000 Bitcoin. A lot are calling for $250,000 to $350,000 Bitcoin, but I'm seeing most of them between like $150,000 to $250,000 Bitcoin in the upcoming bull run. I'm going to be more conservative on that and take out my profits earlier, just because I want to be safe and I don't want to get stuck holding the bag like I was last bull run. I'm not going to make that mistake again, so I hope you guys don't do that as well. It's okay to definitely leave some of your crypto in there, 10, 20, 25% of your coins in there, in case we go parabolic like that and get up to 150, 200,000, 250,000 or something ridiculous. But based on where we're at in the market cycle, in 2025, we're in early to mid 2025, and we're still at, like 100,000 Bitcoin or less. I would be really skeptical of us getting up to any $250,000 mark or something crazy like that. So we'll just have to kind of play it by ear as we go in this cycle. So that's just my thoughts on this, guys. I do think that at some point the Bitcoin ETFs are going to get approved. I just don't know if they're going to get approved in January. Hopefully they do, so we can continue on with this parabolic move that we're in right now. If they don't, I think that we're going to get a correction if that news is that they've been denied in January. So we'll have to see. It's only a few weeks away from now, about 3 weeks or so. So we'll have to play it by ear. But also there is the fact that we could get the approvals, and then right when the ETFs are actually launched and on the market, that's when we get the dump, right when that happens. So that's another possibility to be aware of. But I think that at some point, regardless of what happens, if we do get a dump, we're going to eventually take off into the true bull run, even if we get that dump. So keep that in mind. But I think with the ETFs getting approved, Hopefully that happens next year at some point or in early 2025, because I think that will send us pretty parabolic in this upcoming bull run, because you're going to have a lot more advertisements on Google, because Google's approving crypto advertisements on their platform on 2024 now. So if we do get these ETFs approved, you're going to have mass advertising for crypto on Google Ads. So that's going to push a lot more people into this space and bring a lot more people into crypto in general that were not here in the last bull run. So that's going to bring a lot more money into the space and could really put us on a parabolic run. And I'm actually surprised at how well we're doing right now with Bitcoin over 40,000. You know, that's really bullish for Bitcoin for the upcoming bull run, because, you know, that's only, you know, we're up to like 43 or 44,000 recently. You know, that's only 20-some thousand away from our previous all-time high. That's not much at all. So I think, you know, we're going to smash through that previous all-time high in this bull run for sure, and just see what we do upcoming here. It's going to be really interesting to see how 2024 plays out. But that's pretty much what I wanted to cover in this video, guys. I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments below. Let me know what your price target is for Bitcoin in the upcoming bull run, with ETFs approved or with ETFs denied. What's your bullish and bearish scenarios? I'd love to hear it from you guys out there. Don't forget to subscribe to my free Telegram. The link is in the description of the video. You can jump in there. I also have my Discord through Patreon, so you can check that out. The link is in the description of the video as well for that. I appreciate all of you, and we'll see you on the next one.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me, tell me, tell me.